I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wakakodas. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for pushing this truth. This is Jaquab, son of Sears Jr., son of Sears Sr., and I'm not Great Millstone, so don't blame them for any of my shortcomings and my understanding. The book of the wisdom, see what I mean? The Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, verse 21. For wisdom opened the mouth of the dumb and make the tongues of them that cannot speak eloquent. Okay, so wisdom opens the mouth. Whoa. Okay. Wisdom opens the mouth of the dumb. And dumb, in online etymology, is mute, silent, refraining from speaking or unable to speak. Okay, refraining from speaking because you don't know where you're from. You don't understand the scripture. You're foolish, you're ignorant. Okay. Dumb, as a verb, those were the adjectives. And as a verb, it still has the same definitions. In addition, it says to make less intellectually challenging. Okay. Now you could try to dumb it down and make it simpler to understand, as is one of the ways it was used to be expressed, dumbing it down or, dumb. But for the most part, make less intellectually challenging. Okay, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10, verse 21, for wisdom, and all wisdom cometh from above, open the mouth of the dumb, and make the tongues of them that cannot speak eloquent. Okay. So when Esau comes with dumb to what's in store. So Elon Musk Starlink units was found in an illegal mine. The internet terminals were found in Brazilian bust on an illegal gold mine in the Amazon. The miners escaped the site in the Yanomi territory but left a Starlink unit. And as part of Elon Musk's SpaceX, has almost 4,000 low-orbit satellites lined up across the skies. So Elon Musk has 4,000 satellites lined up across the sky in orbit. It gives people connectivity in remote corners of the Amazon and has become a new and valuable tool for illegal miners. See, the 12 tribes of Yashala get no rest. They can't escape these curses. Helping with logistics, payments, and advance notice of government raids. In recent years, illegal mining has involved some 20,000 prospectors contaminating vital waterways with mercury used to separate gold. Okay, so they're contaminating, they're contaminating the waterways. Okay, searching for gold. The activity has disrupted traditional indigenous life, brought disease, and caused widespread famine. Okay. I just can't keep going past all these scriptures. Elon Musk is definitely an Edomite. The book of Micah 2:2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay, so economic violence, economic warfare. Okay, warfare, economic warfare, money warfare, economic warfare can get violent economically. And that's what Babylon is suffering right now. So, what Esau has done is the activity has disrupted traditional indigenous life all across the world, even in the Amazon, as of 2023, brought diseases and caused widespread famine, including in children. So the Lord is not playing around. He's judging the 12 tribes of Yasha'Allah, and he's using his sword, Esau, Edom. He didn't have to send the whole government. All he had to do was send one Edomite with resources. Let me start out the scriptures. I should have brought them out while it was still on my mind. Sirach.
Which were maneuvered into place by root century, the U.S. had already implemented and removed a few central banking systems, which were maneuvered into place by ruthless banking interests. At this time, the dominant families in the banking and business world were the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Warburgs, the Rothschilds. And in the early 1900s, they sought to push, once again, legislation to create another central bank. However, they knew the government and public were very weary of such an institution, so they needed to create an incident to affect public opinion. So, J.P. Morgan, publicly considered a financial luminary...
Salaki, I'm not going to keep scriptures pop in my head. Yeah, discount my ass. Salaki, the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And it took time. It took time. This is about 1913. Okay. Wish I knew when my great-grandfather was born. Or even my grandfather, to be honest. But I know when my grandmother was born. Oh, yeah, my mother's father. And it was around the 1913, 1920s. Her father was born 1913 something. The grandmother was born. And because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom, which is earth, or whatever plot of land anyone would claim, is translated from one plot to another. One peep from Salakia. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
At the time, exploited his mass influence by reportedly creating rumors that prominent banks in New York were insolvent or bankrupt. Morgan knew this would trigger mass hysteria and a systemic crisis. And it did. The public, in fear of losing their deposits, immediately began mass withdrawals. Consequently, the banks were forced to call in their loans, causing the recipients to sell their property, and thus a spiral of bankruptcies, repossessions, and turmoil emerged. Putting the pieces together years later, Congressman Charles Lindbergh wrote, "The King bankers put in motion in 1907 a great scheme, They had gambled and speculated on Wall Street until so many watered stocks and bonds had been manufactured. The king bankers knew the condition and informed the favored of their friends what was to come. There was to be a panic in the fall of 1907 that would be advertised as the result of our bad banking and currency laws. The panic of 1907 led to a congressional investigation headed by Senator Nelson Aldrich, who had intimate ties to the financial powers and later became part of the Rockefeller family through marriage. The commission led by Aldrich recommended a...
And see, we can't have no marriage. Okay, the women is gonna divorce. All right. But see, all of their actions to defraud the world of resources, not even money, because the money wasn't even real. To defraud the world of resources is gonna lead to blood. Okay, it's gonna lead to blood. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life. All right, say you gotta eat to live, huh? They say you gotta have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. They say no A-P-T, no C-A-R, no G-O-B, too many N-O-T's. Ain't that what the movie said? The book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. Okay, Uncle Sam has defrauded him and her. But nah, she good, right? We don't got to worry about the woman. Hey, we don't got to worry about the woman. Let's just worry about him. He was defrauded. She ain't defrauded. She good. We'll hear her cry when she cry. It'll hit her when it hit her. The book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. So what you're hearing is about men of blood.
Central bank should be implemented so a panic like 1907
in what they have created called the central bank
could never happen again. This was the spark that the bankers needed to initiate their plan. And in 1910, a secret meeting was held at a J.P. Morgan estate on Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia. It was there that the central banking bill called the Federal Reserve Act was written. This legislation was written by bankers, not lawmakers. This meeting was so secretive, so concealed from government and public knowledge, that most of the figures who attended disguised their names when en route to the island. After this bill was constructed, it was then handed over to their political frontman, Senator Nelson Aldrich, to push through Congress. And in 1913, with heavy political sponsorship by the bankers, Woodrow Wilson became president, having already agreed to sign the Federal Reserve Act in exchange for campaign support. And a few days before Christmas, when much of Congress was at home with their families, the Federal Reserve Act was voted in, and Wilson in turn made it law. The night before its passage, Congressman Charles Lindbergh pleaded, "This act establishes the most gigantic trust on earth. When the president signs this act..."
Now, what it did was it established trust in the scriptures, because the apostles and elders of Great Millstone have been on it. All right, they've been on its history and they've been on its scriptures, and they put it together before I decided to pick up the mic and testify to what I seen, heard, and I feel sometimes, which ain't worth nothing. All right. The first book of Esdras, chapter 7, verse 3. And so the holy works prospered. And what is the holy works in 2023? It's for those to sigh and cry for the abominations thereof, and to testify, warn thy people whether they hear or forbid, and set thy face bold against thy people and against thy enemies, and to endure all suffering, and to fight the fight of faith. Oh, Lord. It's a lot. It's a lot of things. So anyway, the book of First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 3. And so the holy works prospered when Aggeus, I believe that's how you say it, Aggeus, and Zacharias, the prophets, prophesied. All right, let me read it again. The first book of Esdras, chapter 7, verse 3. And so the holy works prospered when, and the first book of Esdras, chapter 1, verse 3. And so the holy works prospered when. And so the holy works prospered when. Verse 3. And so the holy works prospered when. Verse 3. And so the holy works prospered when Aggeus and Zacharias, the prophets, prophesied. Okay, the holy works of the Lord. That's the only thing they could prophesy about. All right.
The invisible government by the money power will be legalized.
And this invisible government. Then you got bitch ass motherfuckers in our past, like Jonathan the high priest. The first book of Maccabees, chapter 12, verse 3. All right, there's nothing new under the sun.
In the next 60 seconds.
As in the days of old. Oh, yeah, out of here. As in the days of old.
Is a devolved federal government.
So they went unto Rome, and this is modern day Rome, and entered into the Senate. Okay, that's the high places. Okay, that's the chiefs in the high places. And said Jonathan, the high priest, and the people of the Jews sent us unto you, to the end ye should renew the friendship which ye had with them, and league as in former time. All right. So we have to watch out for the fact that doctrines have changed. Emotions are still there. Still want people to make it. You know, I have love for the martyrs of Yahushua. I have love for the Watchmen for Israel. I have love for some of the Watchmen for Israel, some of the HOI. You know, we have to remember that people will be sent. The times we're coming into, everything's going to collapse, and we have no idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be worse than anything that's took place ever before on the earth.
Switzerland is a devolved federal government with the cantons with great strength. What is your knowledge of Swiss regulators right now? How removed are they from the Credit Suisse crisis, or can they be active today to help their beleaguered bank?
Well, they can be active today even if they have a system that is delegated. However, the problem is that Credit Suisse, by some standards, might be too big to fail, but also too big to be saved. It's not clear that, unlike the United States, the federal system has enough resources to engineer a bailout. And what they need certainly is more capital, and the question is whether they're going to get that capital or not. Otherwise, bad things can happen.
Jeremiah chapter 9. The book of Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 12. Whoa. The book of Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 9. Shall I not visit them for these things? All right. Saith the Lord, shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? All right, so we were supposed to obey the law, statutes, and commandments. But right now, what we're about to witness is the vengeance of the Lord.
Of all this so-called bank collapse, all right, banks that are collapsing, you have this here. Okay, so what does that show you? That they're transitioning. All right, so very soon you're not, it's not just going to be the ATMs that's going to be affected. All right, it's going to transition over to the actual banks. Okay, and once that happens, it's going to be bank runs, at an all-time high. But here you go. Okay, it's already starting, and I'm gonna show you this right quick. You see that right there? That's the chip reader. All right, so the ATM's already set. Now they're about to be reprogrammed because now they're down. They're going to be fixed, but they'll be reprogrammed where it wouldn't be able to do the whole cash system no more. All right, it's all going to be digital. All right, so hey, just a quick update. All right, to show you, all right, that we're inching closer and closer, all right, to this MOTB, CBDC, which is going to usher in the MOTB. All right, so with that, Shalom, Yahbashim Yashua Brakatam. Shalom.
So, it is about that time. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34, verse 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living, slayeth him. And he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. All right, so the central banks, the whole banking system, all right, are bloodshedders. All right, and it's just not broke niggas on the block, man. All right, the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And ye that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Right. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 14, verse 5.
I got a neighbor, and right now he's puking blood because he works right there in the main part of it.
People are going back to work because they have to.
They need that money. Not like these big boys in North Fork. They're sitting behind a desk or sitting at home, kicked back in their chair, enjoying themselves.
Why they shed blood? Why they shed blood? And this is white on white injustice. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? I thought everybody was Americans here. He shall not take pleasure in his goods. All right? There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. Now, they said they had an incident in 2000. I actually watched about 13 minutes and 50 seconds of this, and literally. And they actually said that a train spill happened in North Carolina with the same company back in 2005, and the company was reluctant to pay and fought not to pay. Ended up having to pay $4 million in taxes and $10 million to 500 residents, over 500. Either way, and then they said it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It's not enough. All right. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 19. As righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death. Okay, so it's the death of the companies, the death of Babylon the Great. All right, the death of America. The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. All right, a lot of people don't know what's going on, especially these women. Surfeiting.
Strong's G 2897, Kraipale.
Krapale.
Thayer's Lexicon, related entry, Krepale.
Krepale. Probably from the same, I don't even know what that says. The giddiness and headache caused by drinking wine to excess. Giddiness, thoughtless folly, flightiness, from giddy. All right, giddy, variant of giddy, insane, mad, stupid, perhaps literally possessed by a spirit. That's exactly what it is, literally. Perhaps literally possessed by a spirit. All right? So, you see giddy, P Diddy giddy for playing with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, denying the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Giddy. What's the other? Salakia. I was trying to think of the other. Surfing. Salakia. Should be flightness. Yeah. Flightness is the tendency to change your mind or be unpredictable. All right, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right. If anything, you better not be double-minded by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So surfeiting, double-minded and giddy. All right, the giddiness and headache caused by drinking wine to excess. And cares of this life, okay? So remember Lot's wife, because she's going to worry about cares of this life. And so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. All right? As a snare is going to come upon the whole earth. While you got Eve out here talking about this. Listen, man, this is a joke. I'm going to put it out right now. It's cute. The puppies are cute. Very cute. Like the sweater on the puppy. Everything's cute. Feel all warm and fuzzy when you get it. But you know the scriptures and you're just like, oh, Lord. So then I love the way you make me laugh. I love the way you tell me I'm pretty. I love your ego sometimes. I love the way you make, and I love your passion when you find your path to Christ. I never satisfy my path to Christ. How about Shem Yahweh Shai? Even though I don't like it, but you teaching me to be more submissive. I hope your love can grow just as much as my love has. Remember Lot's wife, y'all. Because Lot's wife probably liked Valentine's Day. All right? That's what Lot's wife liked. Out of all the people and all the places in the whole wide planet, you are my favorite. And I'm not going to take it away from the children, but if I'm all the people and all the places in the whole wide planet of adults, I'm your favorite, why the fuck is you giving me a goddamn Valentine's Day card? I don't celebrate that shit. You ain't exit out or nothing. I told you that would have been the right thing to do after you said you thought about it. But anyway, and it's still okay. I ain't mad at it. I ain't beat up for that. I accepted it. Now, if it been my first year, I would have been a complete asshole and fucked it all up and been a goddamn idiot. All right? So while you remember Lot's wife, always remember Lot still tried to save his wife. All right? The bitch just looked back. That's all it is to it, man. She had no shame. She had no shame. Now, in the times that we coming into, nah, I'm not even gonna read that. But I will read this. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me. Oh, nah, it ain't say when you mess up against Esau. It ain't say when you mess up against Esau. It ain't say thank God that you had the block. And notice it got mom and it got Jake. Mama actually got a dress on too. You know that's a weird thing. This must be an old school picture. This must be a t-shirt from the 70s or something. All right, thank God I had the block. We'll see how that work out for you. The book of Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 12. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof. Okay? Will break the staff of the bread. I don't know if y'all gonna make it. Man. Tyrese, look at this, man. Tyrese need to remember Lot's wife. I don't think you ever loved me. Oh, I deleted it. Oh, I deleted it. All right, so, but you saw the ATM scene. All right. So, son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, how do you trespass? Okay, by sleeping and sexing with anybody and expecting anybody to think that it's okay and cool. They should just forgive you because everybody do it. They should treat you like you should wear white at your wedding, and they should just rub their face all over your body when Lord knows who done left their excretion, who knows where. Shit is out of control. Anyway, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord. So remember Lot's wife. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beast, which can easily be done. Look at the goddamn wolf. The fuck is going on out here? King Wolf. I already know I ain't nowhere near that shit, and that shit still make me want to stay inside. All right? And I know how about Shimmy shot make the wolf. Let me get on the wolf back, and the wolf will ride me to the Shake Shack. And, but I still be nervous. Not messing with that, man. She crazy. Picking up a rock. All of them have a handful of rocks. And then when he try to bite me, he just put the rocks in his mouth. I don't know what to do. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, oh, he's noisome too. If I cause noisome beasts that sound like that and look like something else, or sound like something else, but look like that to pass through the land, whew, that'll be something serious. So the book of not if I was starting to read it, and then I started thinking out loud. Salakia, the book of Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land and they spoil it, so that it be desolate. How they gonna spoil it? By eating up and chasing off everything, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through it because of the beast. I'm not going, you crazy? And that's what you women need to understand. Who is going to risk their life for you in them days when this Matter of fact, you ask yourself this question. Because he somebody thank God they had the block. We'll see how that work out for him.
Mm-hmm. You look wonderful.
Thank you. What are you doing?
I'm doing the right thing. We've known each other for about a year now, Ashley.
Known each other for a year.
Can't imagine my life before you, and I definitely don't want to imagine my life without you.
Can't imagine his life before. Definitely can't imagine his life without her. Okay, could you imagine this with it? According to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 15, when noisome beasts passing through the land.
You complete me, baby.
If she completes you, then that'll help that beast fill up a whole lot better, because two will fill him up better than one. So it'll be a complete meal now that if she's by your side.
I was watching cable last night, man. You complete me, baby. I'm just kidding. I was watching cable last night, man. I get you with that one.
And see, you better be joking with these women, because the wild beast and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not joking with us, man. All right. I'm gonna play it again because it looked like his legs is tatted up. I don't know if that's snow or if he got tats. That's gangster. The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 14. Verse 15. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and he will. We just seen a video of it. It'll get worse. And they spoil it so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through it because of the beast. Though these 3 men were in it, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. And you know that stresses me out, because I want my princess to make it. And I've been telling myself, boy, you gotta let it go. And then I get stressed out again. But what did Yahweh Shem Yahushua say? Job, Noah, and Daniel couldn't even save their own nut. They couldn't save their own children. All right? They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate. All right? So we have to remember Lot's wife, and we have to remember the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14 and 16. Call on Yahweh Shem Yahushua B'Hashem Rahah Kodash. And double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone for pushing his truth. Esau is definitely making it hard for me to watch y'all. I can't share, repost nothing, and that's what got me wanting to get on and speak on your comment boards and do more videos. It backfired Esau. It just makes me want to do more videos. Because now I have to say it. I can't share it. I can't let the internet do the heavy lifting. I gotta do sit-ups and let the internet do the heavy lifting. There's just too much going on, Esau. You lose, but you fake win. All right, thanks for the motivation, Esau. through Yahweh Hashem Yahushua using you. And the shadow banning is real, it's serious, it's Lord willing, it's a sign that this won't be too much longer. Whoa. We gonna let Amos talk about it. Because it's about to be a famine of bread and water. But I tell you what, the book of Amos chapter 11, 8 there. The book of Amos chapter 8 verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will send famine in the land. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. And they shall wander from sea to sea. Because if you're not hearing the words of Yahweh in the name of Yahushua, you're not hearing the words of Yahweh. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. And they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Why would they not find it? Everybody's going to be talking about the Lord in that day. Why are they not going to find it? The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and it is, as a nation, and they sin against their God, and they do, as a nation, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and they're ruined as a nation. And let us go up, and they have, and we shall overcome them, and they have. That's why many shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it, because the word of the Lord is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. All right. But the nation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua has been overcome. So remember Lot's wife. Shalom.